Hi, careful. Hi. Okay, hold on. Do you mind? What? Sure. Hi, everyone. So, most of you were here last week, right? Who's new? Hi. What's your name? Thomas. Welcome. And what's your name? Emmanuel. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Anyone else? Hello. Welcome. Thanks for coming. And you are? What is it? Shachar. Nice name. I love it. Dawn. Beautiful. Welcome. Okay, so there weren't here last week. How did first of all, who did it? Who did the exercise? Okay.
I printed it.
We play it every day.
You what?
We play that every day.
You do? Good. Boy says he lives that way every day. Okay,
Wow.
good. You don't have to share. How did it go for you? Tell me your name again.
Barry.
Barry.
I didn't print it out. My printer wasn't connected to the computer. I was going to actually do it, but I worked on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
My dog ate
I
it.
don't know, need another push.
Good. Okay. So you need a few more pushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of tails off.
So we're gonna try. I'm gonna try another way.
So get back on track.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. Thank you. So who did get a chance to do it, and does anyone want to share how it went? So basically, what we did last week was that we learned the power, the intense power of spiritual. We call it a spiritual junk food. Just like there's junk food that trashes the body, that a person can be healthy, and over time, and we discussed that documentary that was called, what is it called?
Super Size Me.
Triple Size Me.
Super
Size Me on Netflix, where we discussed how this guy walked into McDonald's and basically for 30 days he challenged himself and he walked in healthy and he walked out really ill and overweight. And that's the idea, that a person can sabotage their health by what they ingest, what they eat, what they smoke, what they drink. They can sabotage something that's good because in the moment it's pleasurable. So we understood that everything in this world, everything in the physical world is really mirrored spiritually. Meaning the same laws apply to our souls. Same laws apply to this life force within us. That this life force, the more we water it, and the more attention we give it, and the more we're able to understand that it is the power plant of our entire life, not just our beings. Everything in our life is affected by our soul, because our soul is really, really who we are. And we discussed this last week, and we said that if you ask a person who he is, and where his emotions are, and his feelings are, and his aspirations, and his dreams, and his goals, and his wants, and all the things that that makes him him. What makes him cry? What makes him happy? What touches him? What motivates him? If you want to get to that part of the person, it's not in their spleen, and it's not in their lungs, and it's not in their organs. It's not in their physical body, because there's an entire spiritual entity inside called me. And the physical manifestation that I have of it in this world is an expression of what it looks like. It says in the Zohar that a person, when they get to the next world, they will literally look the same, because the reason that I have these eyes and this shaped nose and this face and this body and all the way I am a manifestation in this physical world is because my soul looks that way, and your soul looks your way. Meaning the soul has its characteristics, and the body just kind of takes over like clothes. Meaning if now my shirt is moving. Right? Now the sleeves are moving and my shirt's moving. The second I take off my shirt and put it on the chair, the shirt is lifeless. And the shirt is like the body and the soul is like the body. The shirt is like the body and the soul is in essence, the shirt is the body and the soul is the body. Understand? Understand how that goes?
No.
So how does it go? So the reason that the actual shirt, it's moving and now it has kind of like takes on a life of its own. It's not taking on a life of its own. There's something underneath it that's moving it. There's something underneath it that's making it move around. If I take it off and I put it on the back of the chair, it's it's lifeless. It doesn't move around on its own. And what's giving it life is the fact that it's on my body. So you see it moving around, but it itself is not moving around. What's moving it is me. My body is moving it. My arms are moving it. And it works the same way for our neshama, our soul, this power plant, this nucleus, this essence of who I am, right? And that's what we do this exercise. We understood that this exercise is what we do that's called spiritual junk food, that we ingest or we reiterate over and over and over and over again things in our minds, our thoughts, our words, in essence, sabotage our spiritual health. So if everything about my life sits on the foundation of my spirituality, meaning the stuff that I can't see, I can't touch. I can't touch my emotions. I can't touch my feelings. I can't touch the stuff that makes me want to get up in the morning. I can't touch the stuff that motivates me. I can't touch it. Just like you can't touch your words. You can't touch them. It's something that's spiritual. You understand me because we speak the same language. But you can't kind of like take a glass and a jar and put my words into it, put your words into it and close it up and say, these are the Lord's words. Right? Because it's something that's not materialistic. You can't hold it, you can't touch it. So in essence, everything that matters the most to us, that we care the most about, that means the most to us, that touches us in every single way, is something that can't be touched. It's something that can't be moved. It's something that can't be felt in a physical reality. And yet, it dictates everything in our life. Who we're going to marry, what kind of life we're going to have, what we're going to do today, what we're going to do tomorrow. Everything. What job we're going to, what career choice we're going to take, all of it. How we're going to raise our kids, with what kind of morals, and what kind of ethics, and what kind of ideals. All of it. That's where it all originates from. So in essence, the more I invest in me, that's the me, we have to take care of our bodies, and we have to look nice, and we have to eat well, and we have to take care of this vehicle. But the vehicle is here to express the me. And the me is the spiritual part of me. The me is that nucleus. So there's something that's called spiritual junk food, just like there's something that's called McDonald's, physical junk food. And the more I partake from these spiritual poisons, then what happens to me? Based on that logic, what happens?
Slowly.
Sorry?
Slowly is like it's smaller.
What do you mean when you say smaller? It's not physical, so it can't be smaller.
It's like changes, not to what I really want to what.
When God forbid, when a person eats not well and gets sick, so what do they do? What do they do to their health? Where do they tend from their health? From what point to what point?
The point that it works, functions well.
Functions well?
Not
Right. Where it's breaking down. Right. So, what he was explaining that you move it from a place of health to illness, based on what? Based on these actions, based on these decisions in the moment. And since we understand that it works that way in the physical world, we have to understand that it works that way in the spiritual world as well, for our spiritual souls. So when I partake of spiritual poisons, and we mentioned some of them, what were they? Come on.
Being angry.
What?
Being angry.
Being
Getting
angry,
angry,
fear, worrying,
Negative thoughts,
negative thinking.
low self-esteem.
Go ahead. Take care. Think he's coming.
So you guys fight.
Bye. Negative
Self-pity.
Self-pity. Very, very good. Those are the spiritual junk foods. That's the French fries and the hot dogs and the hamburgers, and that's the stuff that, the stuff with the preservatives and the chemicals, that's the stuff for the soul. Meaning when a person walks around worrying about their life, it's very human to worry. When a person is angry at this one and that one for hurting them, when a person walks around feeling bad for themselves, that they were born to this family, they came from this situation, that they're stuck in this situation, the feelings that come up, the knee-jerk reaction to feel bad, to complain, to worry, all that, in essence, I'm shooting myself in the foot. Because what I'm doing in that moment is that I'm ingesting spiritually and pouring into the spiritual power plant, the the part of me that organizes and orchestrates my entire life and who I'm going to marry, what kind of home I'm going to have, and where I'm going and what I'm doing in my career and my life and who I'm going to fall in love with, and all the stuff that pulls all the realities that I have going on in my life right now and in the future. All of that is based on how healthy this inner world is. And these spiritual junk foods are disastrous. They're poison. And there are alternatives. There are alternatives, and a person must, as much as possible, abstain from walking down the path of least resistance, which is the path of worry, anger, self-pity, frustration, cursing. So we had an exercise. And the exercise was, pick 3 poisons that you're going to abstain from this week. Anyone do it? Anyone do it?
I did generally, like whenever I had a negative thought, then I try to think of a positive thought. Like sometimes, for example, I also tend, well, this is one thing, and if I began to worry, I began to think, okay, but it's only in Israel, so, and also before I went to sleep, I started to say to him, Toda al simcha be'emunah. So this is what I began to do.
Toda al simcha be'emunah?
Toda al simcha be'emunah.
Beautiful. And how did you feel? Did you feel like a change?
I felt more positive, slowly. I think that for me, being positive, it's a sort of a challenge in this life. Because sometimes I tend to look at the more negative side.
You're not alone.
Yes. So I'm getting there. I'm working on it.
Wow, good. We're all a work in progress in the process. That's life. If we get there, we never really get there. Even the day we die, I'm nervous, but we don't really get there because everything is a process. That's the idea. It's a process. If you're in the process and if you're working, then you're there. So good for you. Good. Nice. Check plus. Who else wants to share? Alright, ladies and gentlemen. This week, I'm going to bombard you on the WhatsApp group until you feel so uncomfortable that you will have to, you will force yourself to do it because you're going to be like, oh my God, she's going to ask me next. Okay?
I can share something.
Yeah. Just speak up so I don't panic.
Yes. It wasn't changed. You meant the homework was to change bad thoughts to a good thought.
Meaning when you start worrying, oh my God, you walk away from it. You do jumping jacks. You get on the phone and you talk to someone that you like talking to. You go on a walk.
Yeah, so kind of last night I saw my mom's health results and blood test, and I was worried. Usually in this situation I like to say, okay, it's emergency time. I need to go home to plan my next move. Where am I going? What am I doing next? And so on. And then I had to meet a friend that night, and I wanted to cancel on him, but I said, you know what? It doesn't matter what I do tonight. It's like on God's hands, what's going to happen. So I did go to meet him, and I did what I had to do this morning. Felt good. But either way, this morning was whatever I could do. Like last night, I couldn't do anything with God.
Exactly. So did you feel this morning, did you feel like you approached it from a better place? Yeah. Approached it from a better place than if you would have started last night, right after you got the news? Why? Why? Where were you in terms of emotionally?
That was what I was thinking, like negative, like foreseeing the future. Wouldn't make any difference in reality, because all I had to do is to make a phone call this morning to a doctor and see what's happening.
So in essence, what happened to Ro'i, and this happens to all of us, and this is something that when you get this technique and you get it down, it works wonders. You just have to do it. It's all a matter of, sometimes you just have to execute. And even if your mind's not there, and everything about you is like, no, I don't feel like it, and I don't want to, and all of that, do it anyway. Do it anyway, just like with exercise. What is the most difficult? In the beginning, you sign up for your membership, and you go buy all your accessories, and you buy your gear, and you buy all your stuff, and then you go to the gym for the first day, the second day, and the third day, it's like, maybe later, because I want to meet her first, I need to go there first, or there's something more important. And then the next day, it's like, you know what, I'm just going to go 3 times a week, because it's like, it's a lot every single day, so I'm just going to go 3 times a week. And then tell yourself 3 times a week, and then it's like fine, twice a week. So this is busy, and holidays are coming up, and I just came back from Uman, and my mom had a birthday, and there's our brains are constantly trying to escape what they understand to be to equal suffering. Exercise is suffering to our minds until we rewire our thinking to understand to link it with pleasure. How do you link your exercise with pleasure? How many of you have ever gotten into a really strong exercise regimen? You have. When did it turn from pain to pleasure?
The opposite. I mean,
One second, she's in the middle of just thinking for a second.
Yeah, for me it was when I like could see that I was hitting my goal. Like, I don't know, achieving what I wanted. Felt like I was like achieving something.
You were achieving something. You were getting closer to what you wanted.
Yeah.
So then that was your push.
Yeah.
Nice. Tell me your name again. Rachel. Yeah, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like when you get to the point where if you don't do it, you feel worse.
You feel worse.
Yeah, if you miss out on a workout, you feel it feels good.
You don't feel as good. But how long does that take for that to happen? For that, like, I feel like I missed out.
I was taking that down 3 months.
Okay. Anyone else have experience with exercise?
I just have a question. Why is workout pain? Workout can be pleasurable. Choose an activity that you like. If you don't like gym, then go swimming. If you don't like swimming, go running. I mean, do something. Workout can be fun. Just choose the type that you like.
For sure. But how many people, if you look at the statistics, how many people need to take better care of their health, and find every excuse in the world not to do it, and why?
Because again, it's not as important to them. It's
It's very important.
If it was important, they would have done it. Usually, the pain is not that big. If the pain motivates us. If the pain was big enough, then those people would have gone to the gym.
Do you work out every day?
I know, but I don't need to.
You don't need to.
I mean, I do it like twice a week. but
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, good. Good for you.
Yes.
Not where I am yet. This is
Yeah, I think it's like we were saying before, like in my experience of human nature, we can take the easiest route the majority of the time and go to the gym and spend an hour doing it and walking there and then know you're going to feel a bit achy tomorrow and all of that. When you can sit at home and look at your phone, it's like, even though you know the long term, you take the short term pleasure over the long term potential.
exactly nice. Beautiful.
Say it
Go
again.
home and write a blog. Yeah.
I also feel like even if you find something you enjoy, like swimming or I don't know, some people like CrossFit, I don't know what it is. I still agree with you, like there comes a point where you're like, maybe later, maybe tomorrow. It's not something that like I feel exercise or healthy eating, like it comes with all of those, giving yourself time, getting enough sleep. Those are always the areas where I feel like the human nature is to kind of sabotage those areas.
Exactly. Okay, very, very simple. Here's the tip, okay? Because I want to be able to give you the most from this class. Okay? Thinking caps on? Good. Very simple. We are wired all. We are all wired this way. It's very, very basic. Very basic way that we all are come into this reality. Okay? We are programmed for pleasure. And we are programmed to escape suffering. That's it. People don't want to suffer, and they will do whatever it takes not to suffer. Whatever it takes not to suffer. People want to experience pleasure. That is exactly what we said last week, of getting out of bed in the morning and going to work, and all these people having these, 9-to-5 jobs, or doing all this stuff, these responsibilities in order to be able to get them the money. And the money is not an end in and of itself, but the money is a means to what? To pleasure. To a home, to a car, to a vacation, to good food, to friends, to clothes, to whatever it is. In their minds, money is linked to pleasure. That's why everyone's trying to get money, because everybody wants to have pleasure. If money had nothing to do with purchasing things that give me pleasure in the long run, where I can walk into a store and go shopping as much as I want, I don't have to wait for election day in Israel to get 25% off, but I can just walk into any store whenever I want and just buy whatever I want, a Lamborghini, or fly somewhere, or do something, or see the world, or then money in our brains is linked with Our brains want pleasure. We want pleasure. So, when there's something that is healthy for us and good for us, but our minds link it to suffering, then we will find every excuse in the world, every excuse in the book. Our brains will find every single way in order to be able to dodge it, even if it's good for us. How often do people stop smoking? How often do people start smoking? How often do people do things that are self-sabotaging for themselves, staying in unhealthy relationships, right? Being in a relationship where a person doesn't feel valued or doesn't feel loved, but there's something there that their brain links to the pleasure in the other person, even if they're paying a very heavy price. They're paying a very heavy price, but there's something that their brain is addicted to that's giving them pleasure. They're paying a very heavy price for something that they feel that only this person can give them, or that they want only from this person, right? And then they'll go after it. And then in the interim, oftentimes they're just unhappy. They feel like, I don't want this anymore. This is not good for me. But they can't get out of it. So the goal is, and the goal of breakthrough is, to realign our thinking, to link the stuff that's healthy for me, that's good for me, that's going to give me more life, more health, better relationships. Allow me to become the person that I want to become and not get stuck in this, and get stuck in this, and get stuck in this, but really get out of the stuff that I'm stuck in. The way to do that is to link our minds with what's healthy, and what's healthy equals pleasure. Not suffering, not pain, not bad, but pleasure. And we all have the ability to do that because our brains are brilliant, and our brains are powerful, and our brains are magical. And if we know how to use our brains, we can get anywhere in life. The 10% or 20% of people that are highly, highly successful people in this world have been interviewed, have written books, and they've all said it very, very clearly. They had to rewire their thinking, and once they did that, everything opened up for them. Everything was a no-brainer at that point. They didn't have to be smarter, they didn't have to have a high school degree, a BA, an MA, they didn't have to have any of this stuff. How many lawyers do we know that are sitting home and they have no work? How many people do we know that never finished high school that are running $1 million companies or $1 billion companies? It has everything to do with the wiring. So if you know that this is the central, this is the power plant right here and here. These are the power plants. And if you just know, you just have a little direction as to how to use it. And it's very simple in terms of how to rewire it. Let's do it. Let's rewire it so I can open the gates for myself and stop working so hard and getting so little results. The results that I want, and instead work hard, not even so hard, but work different, work in a different way in order to get better results, in order to get the better version of myself, in order to walk away and say, wow, I feel like I really changed. I feel like I really grew. Look at me, I'm meeting my goals. Look at me, I feel healthier, I'm surrounded by better people, I'm making more money, I'm more connected to myself spiritually, emotionally, mentally. I love myself more. And because I love myself more, I attract people that love me for real and not people that are emotionally unavailable or narcissistic or not nice or make me feel small. The problem feels very large, but in essence, when you learn the techniques and you apply them, very, very simple. You just have to apply them. That's what I'm telling you. You can come to these classes and I can yell at you for the next year. But if you don't do it, it's nothing. These classes are nothing. Once upon a time, we sat on a porch somewhere in Tel Aviv, and this is what happened there. It means nothing. It's like Gone with the Wind. If you don't do it, your life will not change. That's why you're not doing it for me, and you're not doing it. You're doing it for you, and you matter, and you're worth so much to invest in and fight for yourself. Fighting for yourself means not giving in to yourself. Because when you give in to yourself, you're giving up on yourself. And when you give up on yourself, then everything looks like that. Your body, your weight, your health, your friends, your work, your money, all of it looks that way. Your relationships. How do you give up on yourself? By giving into yourself. What is giving into yourself? I don't really feel like going to the gym. I had a hard day. This guy said this, that guy said that. I don't know what I'm going to do about money. I'm not in the mood. I'm just going to sit here with my phone and see who can give me some attention. Let me see. Let me play around with this picture, put a different effect on it, make it look like I'm having a great time, post it so I can have some likes and some comments, and then I can be busy with that. Why do we do that? Why does our brain do that?
To elevate,
Mm.
to take our mind off.
Good, to take our mind off of it. What else?
It's just easy stimulation.
Okay, easy stimulation. What else, Rachel?
It's like an external source, like somebody immediately feeding back to you. It's an external way to like feel better.
Validation from
Yeah,
other people.
validation.
Some sort of validation, okay. What else?
Pleasure.
Instant gratification. What else? What are you really doing? Think about it. What? You are? Avoiding. Good. Exactly. You're pushing off the suffering till later. Because right now you just can't take any more suffering because you had a hard day. Okay? You just can't take any more suffering because you had a hard day. So right now you want to do something that's pleasurable. It'll give you a nice feeling, a nice, soft, sweet, fluffy, cotton candy, kind of like warm, tingly feeling inside that will last just as long as you're on it, if not less. Because at a certain point you start losing interest or you start being like, okay, this is really not doing anything. It peaked at like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and now I'm just scrolling aimlessly, like still feeling like crud. Yeah? So in essence what our mind is doing by pushing it off is just pushing off the suffering until later. So right now I want to give you a few tips, okay, on the how-tos of rewiring mind. The how-to of rewiring minds, and if you love yourself, and if you want to have a life that when you look back, you're able to say, psh, I was scared, I was nervous, it was out of my comfort zone, I got in the ring and pulled up my sleeves and started swinging anyway, even if I had no idea what I was doing. But I did it because I'm going to try anything and everything in order to be able to get my life on track, in order to be able to see better results, better manifestations. That's what I want to do. And so I'm going to shut my rear end to a class in the middle of Tel Aviv on a Monday night and Tuesday night in order to be able to get some tips and apply them because I'm worth it. That has to be the internal language. That has to be the internal dialogue. So here we go. Ready for this? This is kind of amazing. Quantum physics. Let's talk quantum physics for a second. Quantum physics. Physics basically says that everything is made up of an atom. Okay, I'm giving you the blonde version. I'm sorry for offending anyone. Almost blonde. Okay. So, quantum physics says, okay, wait, there's an atom, but what's the subatomic particle there? Meaning, we want to figure out where an atom originates from. Okay, the atom is the smallest unit particle on this planet that makes up everything. And we want to understand, that's what quantum physics is, we want to understand what makes up the atom. And the way they came about it is they understood that what makes up the atom, what is an atom in essence? Anyone know? Energy. Energy. That is what an atom is in essence. And that's what Hashem created the world with. Hashem created the world with energy. Rashi says, Hilui, which means energy.
speaking. על ידי אותיות, באיזה letter.
נכון. But it came, Hashem created the world, and the Kudah that He created the world from, the way that, what they consider the Big Bang, right? So the Havil, it's not what we understand, it's not how we hold, but the idea is that it came from a burst of energy, the energy that was what originated it, what created it, what started, what kick-started it. And that's energy. Everything in this world is made up of energy. We are made up of energy. Our bodies are made up of energy. Everything is made up of energy. Energy. Let that sink in for a second. Energy. Our thoughts are energy. Our words are energy. Our actions are energy. Why we do something and avoid other things is because of energy. Now, what does that mean and how do I apply it? There's something that's very popular today. It's called affirmations. Anyone know what affirmations are?
Positive statements about yourself?
Good. Positive statements about yourself. Now, the Torah talks about it and calls it koach hadibur. There's a lot about koach hadibur, the power of positive speech, or speech in general, and what speech can create, and what speech does. Affirmations are positive statements that a person repeats over and over and over to themselves. Okay? For example, if a person says, I am successful at whatever I do. I am successful. I am loved and appreciated by people. Right? They say it in the present tense. They repeat statements over and over again. Statements, words come. Thoughts become words, and words become actions. That's how it works. I'm really giving you a very, very short, abridged. If we did a breakthrough and like the way it's really meant to be, it's about an 8-hour course, and it's very, very extensive, and we have all the sources and all of that. I'm giving you a very abridged version because I want to get to the bottom line, how-tos of how to, what the techniques are. What a person talks about is what a person thinks about. You know what a person's thinking about by what they're talking about. And last week we discussed thoughts. We discussed the power of thoughts, how thoughts really manifest, how they create reality. When a person is thinking over and over again, I'm not good enough, or I don't have what it takes, or I can't lose weight, or I can't make money, or I can't attract the opposite sex, or I have issues in this department and that department, I'm not good in relationships, when they think these things over and over and over again, scientifically it's been proven, and in Kabbalah, there's so much sources on it, the Torah has so much sources on it. If you study Buddhism, there's a tremendous amount of concepts out in the world today. If you pick up any self-help book that talks about the power of thinking, thinking is it's a very powerful faculty that we have as human beings. So what we think about, what we obsess over and over again, our thoughts, they become what we talk about. They become what we talk about. It becomes our reality. Don't talk to me about that. I don't know how to do that, or that's not something that I'm good at, or that's not for me. They've already convinced themselves that this is who they are based on the thoughts that they had. Where does this come from? From different evidence that they pull from at different points in their life. From when they're little, their mom told them, you just get out of the kitchen. Every single time you're in the kitchen, you break something. You don't know how to cut an apple. You don't know how to peel a cucumber. You're not good at this stuff. You're clumsy. So already in their heads, right? Sorry, moms, but we all do it. All the moms do it, right? Unfortunately, all the unaware ones, right? So that becomes the child's internal language. That's how he starts thinking about himself, talking to himself. That's how he views himself. I'm no good in the kitchen. I'm just like domestically challenged. I should just make space for people that know what they're doing here. Or I'm just no good in relationships. I don't do them well. Look, I have proof. I have history. It never worked out with this one and this one and this one. It's the same way. It's going to continue that way.
Like the pattern.
Okay. How do you break the patterns? You break the patterns by breaking
Your thoughts.
thought patterns. But you think, I'm going to tell myself right now, when I'm broke, I'm going to tell myself, I have abundance of money. Money flows into my life freely. I am a magnet for money. I have jobs pouring in from all the, well, I'm sitting here jobless, I have no money, I'm broke, I can barely pay for my cable bill. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to start saying to myself all these things. That's the idea. The idea is, if we want to learn how to rewire our thinking, we have to understand that it starts in brainwashing ourselves. Literally brainwashing yourself. Because every thought that you have is a repetition of a belief over and over and over and over and over and over again. You have a belief about yourself, you have a belief about somebody else, you have a belief about life, you have a belief of what, and you think it, and you think it, and you think it, and you drill it into your conscious and subconscious mind, and then that's what you experience in your life. That's exactly what you experience in your life. Again, if you take these people that are these incredible entrepreneurs that are living the life, that are whatever, it looks like they're living the life, right? Or whatever they put out there, right? Because their thinking patterns around money are very different than my thinking patterns around money. That's it. That's what it boils down to. So affirmations are this, and I'll explain to you why I was talking about energy before, and now with this I'm gonna say a little story that I'm gonna end. Affirmations are words, statements that we say in the now, in the present, as if it's already happening. I am happily married. I have an amazing husband who sees me and loves me. I see him. We have an amazing partnership. We have love and connection. Our home is full of love and blessings and guests and whatever it is that you want. You say it in the moment, as if it's happening right now, as if you feel it, as if it's happening. And the more you're able to actually feel it and conceptualize it and visualize it and see it in your mind's eye, that this is your life and this is what you look like. And look at you. What do you look like? What do you look like? Do you look like your present state right now? Are you looking better? Are you looking healthier? Are you more prosperous? Are you happier? What is the relationship doing to you? Where are you in your own professional life, your emotional life, your spiritual life? Where are you? How are you helping people? How are you making a dent in this world? Visualize doesn't cost anyone any money. But what I'm trying to tell you right now is this is how you get to rewire your thoughts. And rewiring thoughts is the key to all success in life. And the way to rewire thoughts, number one, is affirmations. Affirmations is saying what you want in the present tense and stop saying what you don't want. Again, stop reading reality. Stop saying, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. Because what? Because words, dibur, have something that's called, they are energy, and they have a vibration. And that's why I told you last week about Dr. Emoto's water video. I sent it to you on the WhatsApp group. This Dr. Emoto, he does an experiment that later went viral, went all over campuses, college campuses around the world, Yale, everywhere, it went all over. Harvard took it, BU took it, all these colleges took it, and they started researching this concept, that how is it possible that this doctor, this Korean doctor, Chinese doctor, okay, I have to get clear on where he's from, he starts talking to the water, and the actual molecules of the water under a microscope changed. They changed based on what he said to the water. He said nice things to the water looked different than when he said bad things to the water, than when he cursed the water. It looked different. The actual molecules changed. Why? Because our words here, these words that are coming out of my mouth, out of your mouth, the words have energy. And the energy has a vibration. It vibrates. Just like your phone vibrates, the energy that comes out of the words that you say has a vibration. So if a person has a harsh vibration in their energy, they're probably cursing, complaining, angry, getting someone in trouble, being revengeful, doing something that has a very, very low vibration. And that vibration impacts everything. The vibration that we all are powerful beings with energy, an energy field around us, we all have an aura around us, we all have this energy of vibration around us. Our vibration is going to look like our actions. It's going to look like our words. It's going to look like our thoughts. It's really thoughts, words, and actions. That's the pattern. That's how it goes. So you start working on your thoughts, and the thoughts affect your words, and then your words affect what you're actually doing, where you actually are, where you're putting yourself. So I have a question for you. Show me what it would look like. Wait, I'm going to ask you a question in a second. I'm going to give you one more piece, and then you have to answer this question. I'm going to ask you this question. There's another concept in spirituality. It says, like attracts like. Like attracts like. Two likes will always attract each other. Okay, that's how it works. Like attracts like. If you are attracting a person there's like that same type of person that you're attracting into your life, emotionally unavailable, abusive, God forbid, whatever, it's that same kind of person, you have to know that there's something inside of you that is attracting that thing. Like attracts like. You will always be looking yourself in the mirror when you see the things around you. God is constantly putting mirrors up around us in order to show us what's going on here. The internal dialogue, the conversation. If you have people in your life that are yelling at you all the time, mom, dad, sister, everyone's telling you you're not good enough, you're not doing enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough. You gotta know that your internal dialogue is that. You are yelling at yourself all the time. You are not good enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not successful enough, you're not. That is what's coming out, and that's what's coming into your life because that's what's coming from within you. Constantly, that's your internal dialogue. So, there's something that's called like attracts like in spirituality. You will always attract what you are. If you are always attracting $20,000 a year, it's because that is your self-worth. That is what you feel you deserve. You don't feel you deserve a penny more. That is what it is. $20,000. That is the top your brain is going to ever get to. That's what you can envision yourself. Your worth, your net worth is $20,000. So, since that's the situation, and we understand that our actions, our words, and our thoughts actually allow us to have a vibration, our vibration will attract a similar vibration. Your vibration attracts a similar vibration. What changes the vibration?
Changing your thoughts.
Good. Changing your thoughts, changing
The percentage.
what?
Actions.
Words.
Words, actions. That changes your vibration. You want to have a better vibration? Right now, oh, he got bad news about his mom's blood work. What he did, which was brilliant, we didn't really realize so much that he was being so brilliant, but what he did in the moment was that he got very emotional about it, he got nervous about it, he got worried about the blood results, and instead of coming at it from that place of, oh no, he moved away from it, he went out with his friends, and he came back to the drawing board the following morning, and he was able to make a phone call, and he was in a better place. He was in a better place. Why? What happened there to him? He had a vibration in the moment when he got the words, when he got the blood test, he got a vibration. What hit him? Worry. So that's where he was vibrating. Okay, that's where he was vibrating. His whole being was vibrating on worry. Oh my God, I have to do something. I have to take care of this. What's going to happen? That's the vibration. If you want to fix something, if you want to help someone, and you come at them from worry and from stress and from pain, and that's your vibration, you don't even have to say worry, stressful things. You could talk like a diplomatic person. Hi, hello, hi, I'm just trying to call and make a phone call. Is there, I'm trying to make an appointment. Is there someone I can talk to right now? You can sound normal. You can sound normal. But your vibe is your vibration, by the way. Your vibe is always going to come before you. It's always going to come before you. People will always feel your energy. People will always sense you before you even talk. Some people are just, you just feel it sometimes. You feel like you're around someone, and you just feel like, ooh, you could be around someone and they just feel slimy. They just feel like they're like a snake. And they're saying everything right, and they look normal, and they look fine. And you're like, I don't know what it is, I just can't, I can't. Right? And then you have another person that's just like, someone that you just see on the street, and you just like, you love them. You have like this there's something about this person. Because that person is probably involved in really good things, and does a lot, and helps a lot, and changes people's lives, or does something, contributes, and that affects his vibration. And then people around him feel it. You get a person walk into a room, and then just like everyone's like, wow. Like everyone just like gravitates towards that person. And then you have another person walk into a room, they have money, and they have the looks, and they have the car, and they have the thing, and everyone's just like, Why? Because the vibration of a person is always going to be determined based on what they do. Period. Period. What they think, say, and do. Period. So to rewire creates a better vibe. A better vibe allows for likened things to come into my life. So we technically want to get money because now we have to get a job because, oh my God, because there's not enough money and I have to pay the bills and what's going to be, and I come at it from a very, very nervous place. Guess what's going to happen? Tell me.
More problems.
What?
More problems.
More issues. More stumbling blocks. If I'm going to come at something, towards something, oh my God, I have to get married. Look at me, I'm getting older, my biological clock is ticking. What's going to happen? I'm not going to have any kids. I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. I'm going to die a lonely, old, sad person. And that's how I'm going to address the whole idea of relationship in my life, or then I will meet people. I definitely will meet people because I have that will, that desire. But I will meet people that are going to be like that. I'm going to be like, oh, why do I keep meeting these people? Ugh, why is it always these people?
And you're also going to not see the people that you do want. You're just going to ignore them.
Exactly.
You're going to be invisible.
Exactly. I love that.
I didn't hear it.
You want to say it again?
Because of this thought, you're not going to see someone who you might really be compatible with. They're going to be invisible to you. You're going to be focused on...
Because you're drawn to what you are. So if you're negative, it's not working out, I'm broke, I don't know what's going to happen, my mom, my this, my that, everything is like, that's how you're thinking, that's how you're approaching life. You're going to be drawn to people that are going to either be like that or are going to meet you somewhere that is going to elicit more of that in you. In other words, they're going to be with you and then they're going to leave you. And then they're going to come back and they're going to be gone again. And you're not going to know, and it's going to create more of that worry. Wait, where are you? I want more of you. Are we together? Are we not together? Is this happening? Is this not happening? It's going to create more of that. So either it's going to be a person that's also negative, nothing's going to work out, forget it, it's always black, it's always bad, we're probably not going to get the house, we're probably not going to get the mortgage, we're probably not going to get that job, we're realistic, I'm logical, I'm realistic, right? It's always going to be like, and that's what it always says, you can be in front of the person that you're meant to marry and not see him. Literally, not see him. Because you will always attract what you are. And what you are, your vibration, is always going to be determined on the work that you're doing with yourself. We are Play-Doh. We come into this world Play-Doh. And our job is to mold, to keep molding, and not settle. And stop settling. Stop giving yourself a free ticket. It's fine, I'm fine, it's fine. I don't like any of this heebie-jeebie, weird, mystical stuff. I'm realistic, I'm logical, I'm, giving everything the read. Right now we have no money, so there is no money, and there's no money, and there's no money coming in, and I don't see money coming in the near future. And anyone can do that. That's a no-brainer. That's how we're wired. We're all wired to be negative first. We're all wired to see the cup half empty. The job is to mold. The job is to become. The job is to understand that it is my job to get the tools that I need and to put them into use and to put them into action. Change your vibration and your life will deliver differently.
Question.
Yes.
In the example of Roy, like two people meet and one person doesn't see the other person as his or her potential wife husband. Where did it go wrong here? As in, okay, your vibe attracts who you're gonna meet. So let's say the guy didn't see this potential in the woman. Why did the woman meet this guy?
Why did the woman see it and he's not seeing it back?
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah. So because vibes attract each other, but if two people, it takes two.
It definitely takes two.
Yeah. Where's the free will here in the story?
It's deeper than free will. It has nothing to do with it. It doesn't really have much to do with free will in this situation that you're bringing up. It has more to do with she can want him, right? And he not want her or not see the potential in it because in essence, she doesn't really see the potential in herself. She doesn't really see the value in herself. So when I'm not able to see really the value in myself, people will not see the value in me. And all I want is for you to see the value in me. So I'm gonna look prettier and try harder and be nicer and people please and do all of the thing that I think is working. And then I'll end up pushing people further and further away. Because you can see right through that. I think that if I put on if I put my best foot forward, then it's gonna last. It might last for a week, a month, 2 months. But afterwards, if your self-talk, again, it all has to do with the work. If you're not really working, you're always going to get the same results over and over and over again. Always. Same people, same kind of relationship, same guy in a different body. Okay? Same girl in a different reality. Okay? You are the magnet to everything in your life. You're the magnet. Start reinforcing the good. I know it sounds so simple, but that's the thing. We human beings want to complicate everything. Everything has to be so complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's very, very simple. Work on your thinking. Work on what you say. If you don't want it, don't say it. And if you want it, say it. I'm the richest person in the world, all right? Who's going to stop me from saying that? Freedom of speech. I can say what I want. If you're learning, if you're understanding, if you want to see the sources on how speech actually changes the wiring in your brain, it actually does. You can see it. There's I told you this. There's a YouTube video that came out not too long ago on the scientific. They show you an MRI. They show you different scans. How the brain changes. The actual brain changes based on the person's thinking after 40 days. You think something 40 days straight. The actual synapses in the brain change. It creates a new belief. It creates a new thought process. We're not that complicated. And we're all very basically the same. We all basically want the same stuff in different formats and different variations, but basically the same. We want good and we want to avoid suffering. We want to live a happy life and we want to do good in this world. And the way to do that is to invest in self. Thoughts, speech, actions. You want to have a better day? Go give somebody 5 shekels. Give. The action of giving is an exchange of energy. You get something in return when you give. And that is that you evolve your vibration. Your vibration starts to function on a different level. You start vibrating on a different level. You're having a bad week, month, go volunteer in a soup kitchen. Help a kid. Look for opportunities when you're walking down the street. Look for opportunities to be of help, to be of service. You being of service changes you. It changes you. To sit in your home and to constantly be thinking about what's not going right and how you wish you had that is digging your grave deeper. That is why what he did was so smart. Because if he really wants to help his mother, he's not going to come from a worrying place. Because if he's going to come from a worrying place, that's what he's going to meet. If you feel yourself getting like that with a person, or with a situation, or emotional, or scared, or overwhelmed, or whatever, put on your favorite song and boogie down. Boogie down. Go out for a run. Go out and get a beer. Do something that you like, that is enjoyable to you, and not sit in your house on your phone. And not complain to your girlfriends and your mom and everyone else in the world about it. If you really want to be helpful to yourself. It's addictive. There's something called a misery comfort zone. It's very, very comfortable to be miserable oftentimes, to be stuck oftentimes. Being stuck is very comfortable for a lot of people. So if you're going to stay stuck, you got to tell yourself, I'm staying stuck on purpose because it's comfortable for me. Everything you do or don't do, you have to know that there's a gain and there's a cost. Everything that you do or don't do, there's a gain and there's a cost. Some people can complain and worry and stress and have anxiety, and you know what? They're still in that game because they're gaining something. No one does anything without a gain and a cost. No one does anything without, you're paying a price. They know they're paying a price. They're suffering physically, mentally, emotionally, they're suffering. But they're also gaining. Otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. A person that doesn't, that holds themselves back, that doesn't do the stuff that they want to do, that doesn't put themselves out there, that doesn't throw themselves out of their comfort zone to be able to see and experience new things, their lack of doing, their lack of movement, their lack of action, there's a gain in the lack. There's a gain in the lack for them. Their brain equates not doing, almost like punishing myself, staying in my own imprisonment, self-imprisonment, because I'm gaining something from this. It can be a fear of making mistakes. So if I don't do it, then I won't make a mistake. And if I don't make a mistake, I don't have to feel bad. I don't have to feel rejected. I don't have to feel like I'm a loser. So if I don't do it, it's safer. So that I won't do it. But then they stay stuck and they feel like, I don't know what to do with my life. I'm not happy. I feel stale. So your homework for the week. First of all, anyone have any questions thus far? Cool. Homework for the week is like this. This week, every single day this week, do one thing. One thing. Do one thing. Trust me, this works. Just do it. Discipline yourself like you would your child. Because you care about them. And if your child's going to grow up wild, insane, and crazy because no one ever gave them any kind of direction and any kind of boundaries, then you don't really love them. You kind of like are sabotaging their life. So be your own disciplinarian and do one thing every day that scares you just a little bit. Just a little bit. If you're the kind of person that has a hard time putting yourself forward first and you're always waiting for somebody else to run after you, to say hello to you, to ask you how you're doing, to wonder about you, to give you that phone call. You know, your mom doesn't call you for weeks on end, your dad doesn't call you for weeks on end, you're not going to call. Or you're not, how come they don't call? Or you take one tiny sliver. I'm telling you, a sliver is so much better than nothing. It's so much better, it's worlds more than nothing. Nothing is cowardly. Nothing is self-imprisonment. Take one thing a day, one thing that scares you just a little bit. Be that person to say hello to somebody when it's not your type of thing to do. If someone calls you, normally you would say, no, I'm not coming. No, I can't. I have this and I have that. I can't. No. Come, we're going to my friend's birthday party. No, I can't. And then I'm busy. And you're like watching Oprah and eating ice cream. Right? I'm fine, no, because you don't like the way you look, and you're nervous who you're going to meet, and you forgot how to be social, and so never mind. Do it. Even if you're going for like literally, you walk into the room, you say hello, and you walk out, that's it. That was amazing. Amazing. That's it. You training yourself. You're training, I call it the dragon within. The dragon within. We're putting on a leash. We're not letting it control us anymore, we're controlling it. Because it says, no, I don't feel comfortable. It says, no, that's not my type. It says, who am I? Why should I be the first one to call? Why should I be the first one to invite when they didn't invite me? That's the dragon. That's the voice of the dragon. We're going to put a leash on our dragon. Do it. One thing every day that scares you just a little bit. If you're the kind of person that needs somebody with you all the time, go to a coffee shop, sit there by yourself. Order a cup of coffee. Don't dig your head into your phone because that's a cop-out. Sit there, say hello to people, drink your coffee, look at the sky, look at people. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and out. Go. I cannot tell you in what direction you're going to take your life. A whole different direction. Who says this? Albert Einstein? Person that does the same thing over and over and over again and expects different results. Is that the definition of insanity? Yes. So let's stop being insane. Stop being insane. That's 1. 2, affirmations. Find 3 affirmations that you are going to say to yourself every single day. Remember, you say them with passion. I am full. My life is full of abundance. I attract blessing. Everyone in my life is loving, considerate, and fun, and funny, and wonderful. I love the people in my life. You don't even know what kind of vibration you're creating for yourself. And what you're eventually going to attract. The same thing. You're going to attract the people that are fun, and funny, and loving, and compassionate. Find 3 affirmations that you're going to say to yourself in the moment. It's right now. It's living now, as if it is right now. I am deeply in love with a man that is unreal. Wow, I never thought someone like this can exist. Say it. Believe it. First you say it, and then you vibrate on it, and then it comes. It's not the other way around. I'm single, I don't know what to do, no one likes me. You're not going to find him that way. You're not going to find her that way. Ain't happening. Alright? Okay. So that's piece number 2. I'm scared to overwhelm you. I have another few pieces, but I'm going to leave it. Because
No, please.
Yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. So that's 3 affirmations. 1 thing every single day that scares you just a little bit. Okay? And we're going to go into the biggie, which is actions. Just do 2 actions for the week. Okay, till next Sunday. We'll see you next week. 2 actions for the week that are all in the name of serving. Just serving. You have no agenda, you have no benefit, meaning you're not getting money for it, you're not getting prestige for it, you're not getting attention for it. You're literally, no one has to know about it. It's something that's between you and the universe and the person that you're doing it with. Whether you want to help, literally, help an old lady cross the street. I'm not joking. I know it sounds very cliche, but really, help an old lady cross the street. Look. Come out of yourselves. Let's come out of ourselves for how long? 5 minutes the whole week? Just come out of ourselves and look around. Let me look for an opportunity. Because helping them is helping me. Way more than me helping them is helping me. Okay? And then you'll see how you'll start vibrating differently. You start vibrating differently, you start attracting differently, you start manifesting differently, you start feeling differently, you start looking. You physically look different. I look at myself from pictures from before I got divorced and before I did all the breakthrough work and I literally can't. I don't recognize myself. I can show it to you after the class. I don't know if you'll recognize me either. I literally have a different look. I look like a different person. And every so often, as I'm growing in all of this work and doing it more and more and drilling it into my life more and more, and there's breakthrough too, which is a whole other series that also really, really helped me and changed me personally on a personal level. I have a hard time. I have a hard time with the clothes I even used to wear. I can't wear those clothes anymore. I don't feel like they're me. I don't feel like I connect to them. I don't want to wear them anymore. I see them in my closet. I'm like, you don't belong to me anymore. You belong to somebody else. It's not mine. There's no connection because like attracts like. Even the clothes you buy. You know, you can walk into a store and you're just like, from the corner of your eye, you're identifying the thing that you know is going to look good on you. You know is your type. And 5 years from now, hopefully, it's not going to be your type anymore. The women in the room. I don't know about the men. I don't know how it works for you guys. It's like t-shirts. What? Basically. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Let's say I I have wishes and the affirmations I say because I want to attract something. But what I miss here is the divine timing. Like maybe this thing that I want is not supposed to be here now. Maybe it's supposed to be in my life for 5 years. In 5 years. So what does it help that I do the affirmations? Like on one hand, what's supposed to be for me will come anyway. So in what way the affirmations help? And in what way the thing that I want, I can push it like further. You know, you understand like my issue?
I understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
I have to know that your life is always an expansion of yourself and your self-work. That's it. It's always an expansion. A person has 7 different zivugim, which is soulmates. And the reason that Torah explains that a person can match up with 7 different types of souls in this world is because they will match up to the soul that best fits their soul at the time. So that's why it says you want to go for your zivug elyon, your zivug hagun, your zivug hanachon. You want to, because there's different zivugim, there's different levels, and you will always attract the person that meets you where you're at. That will be your mirror, and you can continue screaming, "You're this way, and you're this way, and you're this way, and you're this way," and really, it's much deeper than that. It's really that you don't see me, you don't love me, you don't appreciate me. Turn the finger back. You don't see you. You don't love you. You don't appreciate you. You haven't done the work. You haven't done the work. That's why that's what you're meeting. He doesn't see you. He doesn't appreciate you. Why? Because you don't do that for yourself. You don't take time out for yourself. You don't feed yourself well. You don't think well thoughts of yourself. You don't see that you have so much to be able to give and help somebody else's life because you have so much to offer. People don't help other people because they feel like, what do I have to offer? I have nothing to offer. The reason that you're meeting that in your life, where you're going, is because that's where you are with yourself. So turn it back, turn it here. Yeah? See, I have to know that it's not like, anyways, I'm going to get him in 5 years. Who says? Who says? A person has free will. A person has free choice. And the idea is to be able to use it constructively, purposefully, and use the time he has in this world to be able to create better reality for himself. A person can't sit pretty in their living room all day and eat bonbons and watch Oprah or watch, I don't know what everyone's watching today, right? And be like, anyway, good things are going to come. A good job is going to come. A good husband's going to come. My home is going to come. It's going to come. All I have to do is just sit here. No, honey. It doesn't work that way. No. Sorry. You have to work. You have to work because based on your work, that's going to be the results you're going to see. You have to work. All right?
All right.
You all good?
So these are tools that we have. This is our homework.
This is your homework.
Okay.
Okay? This is your homework for yourselves. Cool. Any questions? Statements, remarks, comments,
Can
stories?
you write in
you'd
the
like to
group again, like the 3 points that we need to do?
Yes. Do you want to write it on the group?
Okay.
Great.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it tonight. No problem.